Hello, it's that time of the year again. I have in my hands the new Popflex 2026 Fit Planner. Oh my God, it's so shiny. Some of you might remember that this year I was using the 2025 version. So they're very similar in size and the way that they were made. So if you already saw my 2025 video, you're gonna find out that this is kind of very similar. Before I start going over the 2026 and what it looks like, let me talk about my experience with using this during this year. So kind of follow up to the video that I did in the beginning of the year. So I started off the year actually using it as intended and writing down my workouts, especially because I was, in the beginning of the year, I was doing my own workouts, and I thought it was very nice to be able to put together exactly what I did and then in the following weeks follow exactly what I did, right? But then by the end of January, I hired a personal trainer, and he had an app where I could follow all the workouts from the app. So at that point, I kind of stopped tracking my workouts on the planner. It doesn't mean that I stopped using the planner, because I find it very helpful to have like the to-do lists on the days. And so I was using that a lot. A few months in, I was still tracking kind of like what I was like eating and everything. But after a while, I kind of like gave up on that too, because I'm not big on like diets. I'm not big on like, necessarily tracking like my food, my macros. I'm just more of a person of like, let me live a healthy, conscious life and kind of just portion my stuff. Throughout the year, I did end up adjusting my diet in a certain way, but I just didn't really feel the need of like writing everything down. And there were some months that I did track like my monthly measurements that was like a part here, but I'm also not like super big on like actually tracking that consistently every month. I do have, for some months. So if this year I want to go back and compare to the things that I had from last year, that's cool as well, because I know exactly where it's gonna be. So overall, I think it's just a good way for you to stay organized on your fitness goals, as well as using as a planner if you wanna use to-do lists for other stuff. So that's why I ended up asking for Christmas, and my husband gave me the new one. There were like two different versions. I chose the black and kind of like holographic one. I was taking a look this morning. It's basically the same. I'm gonna show everything that it has like on this one. Aside from the different types of recipes that this one has, there are some of the things that are from last year. There's some challenges in between that are the same as last year, I believe, or at least one or two. So it starts off with, this planner belongs to, and then we go into the first few pages, hello 2026, and then there are a few lists for you to write down, and that's nice if you like to keep this kind of things. There you can do my 2026 vision, the future looks so good, the year in a glance part of it, where you just see like all the days of the year, and then there's some inspiration space for you to write some stuff down. And starts off with the January intentions, where you can set goals, track a habit, monthly measurements, and cycle track. And that one, it's always present every single month. I really like the color of January because it's my birthday month, and also it was purple and it's my favorite color. So I was like, oh my God, Casey, how did you know? It's basically the same. The weeks have the workout planner, where you can put exactly the workouts that you're going to do for that week, and then you can look back week by week and realize how many times have you done that workout, or even like follow the same workout routines at a certain day. And then at the bottom it says it goes from like easy to intense. As I mentioned, the day-to-day, it has on top mood, hours of sleep, water tracker, and then breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, the to-do list, and your workout on the bottom for you to take a look at. In between, that's when you have the differences. So it starts off like right before February, there's the 100 ab challenge, which I believe there was on the year before. And then every month is the same, but just look like the partitions in between They're so pretty. The art is really nice. Right before March, they have a recipe for chocolate PB&J yogurt parfait. Right before April, you will find the Super Sculpt protein pancakes. I've been following the diet that my personal trainer he works with a nutritionist and he provides to me. Even that I don't follow that well. So I haven't really tried any of the recipes from last year, but I remember there were some that sounded so good that maybe if I'm like super invested this year, I might look back at the 2025 planner and get some of those recipes as well. Right before May, we have the protein freezer peanut butter cups. And then right before June, we have the 30-day journey to splits. This one is a routine, but also I believe this is new. I remember that Casey was doing something like this on her social media, so that's probably the inspiration behind this. Honestly, I really miss when Casey used to post workouts, because a few years back when she was posting workouts, I used to love her Pilates workouts like a lot. But I know that she made a whole video this year explaining why she stopped. I'm one of those people that are really sad for her explanation, and because we lost like a great trainer online. Anyway, lemon mug cake right before July, and then we have the fruity protein parfait right before August, super chocolate protein donuts, the 100 glute challenge. I remember last year there was definitely a glute challenge and I was decided I was gonna do it, but once I started working out with my personal trainer, that was my focus. Oh, this one I kind of want to try because I love the Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream, but they have the Chunky Monkey protein shake right before November. And then right before December, we have Best Chocolate Peanut Butter Mug Cake. I really like how colorful this version is because last year all the pages were white. So basically like this, right? This year, every month has like a different color. So let's see, like for example, December, it's green. I feel like it adds a lot of character to it, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from, you know, being able to read it properly. It's really nice. Oh, another thing that is nice is like for the beginning of the week, there's always like a notes section, and on the bottom, there's like a challenge for you to do each week. So for example, this challenge here says, make a list of all the things that you're proud of yourself for. That's kind of cool. It kind of like, it's a great planner to keep you like motivated. So for example, there's one here that says like, keep a dream journal this week. My dream journal could create some crazy stories, I'll tell you that, because very imaginative over here. The last one that we have here is the protein mint chip shake right after, like right at the end of December. At the end, just like last year, she kept the measurement guide for you to kind of follow, and a guide on how to measure everything to keep track during the year. And at the end, it says goodbye 2026, hello 2027, where you can list your accomplishments, short-term goals check-in, long-term goals check-in, biggest dream check-in, what is the biggest lesson you learned this year, your favorite memory of the past year, adventures you went on, new skills you mastered, what am I manifesting for 2027, and then the calendar for 2027, and at the end we have notes. So this year my husband bought the version that didn't have stickers. He said that there was a version with stickers and one without. I sent him the link without stickers, and which is fine because I still haven't used all the stickers from last year. Last year came with 4 sheets of stickers, which I'm just gonna transfer from one planner to the other, and I will try to use it this year. And who knows, maybe next year, if I end up with the same planner, I will get the version with the stickers. Now, yes, it is a thicker planner, so if you're not into bulky, you know, notebooks that you have to carry around, then maybe this might not be for you. I like to leave this at my desk. For work, I carry just a thinner notebook that I carry around. I use this more in like my home planner, so I can plan, you know, since I do have a YouTube channel, to plan like the videos that I'm going to film, when I'm going to edit them, and that kind of thing. So I end up keeping this one at home. Honestly, even if you were using it for work as well, I do think that there is enough space for you to be able to use it in your day-to-day if you're tracking things at work. If you're like me and you like track things manually, because I know a lot of people these days just use, you know, iCal or other types of like notes app and stuff to track their stuff. I'm just very old school. I really like to write. I'm obsessed with gel pens and stuff like that. I derail. Really excited to start using this. I really like how shiny it is. I'm just so stupid. Let me know in the comments if you had the 2025 one, if you bought the 2026, what do you think? Would you use a planner like this, or are you more, you know, not a millennial maybe, and you just use your iPad to track stuff. Who knows? Well, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.